And today is a gorgeous October 9th, 2020. I'm back out on New Jersey Transit territory again on the old Erie Main Line in the town of Ramsey, New Jersey. Ramsey was reached by train in 1848. This was the Patterson and Ramapo Railroad. It connected at Suffern with the Erie Railroad. Later the Erie took this over and built this beautiful old station in 1868. This station is the oldest commuter rail passenger station in the entire state of New Jersey. Station is actually now known as Ramsey Main Street. Used to be just Ramsey proper, but in 2004 they built a nearby station up the line a little ways called Ramsey Route 17. Here at the station is Main Street. You see the beautiful, quaint downtown district. And this historic building on Main Street, just west of the crossing, is Brady's at the Station. It's an Irish restaurant. This is an old Erie Railroad freight house, and it's a very popular restaurant here in town. Like some kind of a deadhead passenger move, or maybe a PTC test train powered by a PL42AC from Alstom. Got a little bit of fall color here. This crossing here at Main Street is on a delayed circuit. Outbound trains that stop here, the gates go up and they have to creep up to the crossing until the gates drop down. But trains that don't stop here, the gates remain down. An appropriately named street alongside the station. And Brady's at the Station restaurant has some outdoor dining alongside the tracks, so I hope to take advantage of that later on. This crossing is only one of a handful of crossings on the Erie Main Line between Ridgewood Junction and Suffern. You got Warren Avenue in Hohokus, Hollywood Avenue in Hohokus, Chestnut Street in Waldwick, this Main Street here in Ramsey, and Gerdson Place just north of Ramsey. You'll note the signals and the two tracks that are here. Up until the early 1980s, there were 4 tracks here. The signal foundations are standing where those removed tracks used to be. And at 3:17 p.m., this should be train 64. Runs between Port Jervis and Hoboken. He doesn't stop here. At 3:20, the gates are going down for train 1174 from Suffern to Hoboken. I hope it doesn't block out train 49 from Hoboken to Middletown. Is late. And at 3:23, the gates are going down for train 49 from Hoboken to Middletown. Should have a little serving of French onion soup from this train. right, Ben. That soup tasted good. And coming into the station at 3:33 is train 1159 from Hoboken to Suffern. And is that lead engine what I think it is? Yep, the CNJ. And he's going to creep up to the crossing until the gates go down. I've been pretty lucky catching that. 3 times I've been on the main line here and 3 times I've seen them. And 3:50 p.m. this is train 1113 from Hoboken to Suffern. The lower numbered 1100 trains run via the main line through Patterson. The higher numbered ones run via the Bergen County line through Rutherford. This is one of those ALP 45 DPs. Approaching at 4:14 is train 1120 from Hoboken to, from Suffern to Hoboken via the main line. What a gem. New Jersey Transit's about the best in the business for running 40 to 50-year-old General Motors dinosaurs in quantity. Honorable mention go to Metra, MBTA, and Caltrain. General Motors locomotives were built to last. 24, here comes 66 from Middletown to Hoboken. You won't be stopping here. F40 PH-3C shoving hard. In time is 4:43. Here comes the first of the Port Jervis bound rush hour fleet. Train 51, Hoboken to Port Jervis. His first stop is Suffern after Secaucus. No mistaking the older power with that very high headlight. And a nice Metro North painted GP40 FH2 on the point. And 510 pulling out of the station is train 1163 from Hoboken to Suffern with a PL42AC. Train runs via the Bergen County line. And 522, here comes train 53 for Port Jervis. Out of Secaucus, his first stop is Suffern. F40 PH-3C. Having dinner at Brady's, a nice little tent on the outside, and there are the railroad tracks over there, so I won't miss a thing. Hoboken bound at 5:34. Time to jump into that. And 5:38, we have 1161 departing for Suffern. That was 1165 for Suffern. Excuse me. This is 55 for Port Jervis. Buy at 550. Here Here comes 57 for Port Jervis at 6:20. First stop is Ramsey, Route 17. Beautiful evening this turned out to be. This beautiful station. A look at Brady's by the station. Good food. An old former Erie Railroad freight house at one time. Time is 6:55. Approaching now is a real Port Jervis hotshot. Train 59 out of Secaucus. His first stop is Harriman, New York. That's where the old Erie Main Line used to diverge. Service ended on that branch in early 1981. Then they ran via the Graham Line ever since. Yeah, he had a Jeep 40 on him. That's the first one I've seen since I saw the CNJ unit earlier. Yep, in early '83, trains to Port Jervis were rerouted off of the old main line west of Harriman. They joined up with the Graham line at Howells Junction east of Otisville. At that point, all the trains were routed onto the Graham line, which is the old freight route, and that passes over the scenic Mudna Viaduct. Port Jervis trains started using the Graham line in early 1983. They no longer use the old main line that used to go through Goshen and downtown Middletown. Now the Graham line is what they use. They leave the old main line at Harriman and they join up at Howells Junction east of Otisville. At 7:10, approaching is train 61 for Port Jervis. Out of Secaucus, his first stop is just up the road a little ways at Ramsey, Route 17. See him knock down the signal. And that train looked like it was powered by a Metro North painted GP40 PH2. (7:13), here comes train 1171 from Hoboken to Suffern. And at 7:35 p.m. we're going to catch train 63, the last Port Jervis bound train that I'll see here tonight. nice GP40 FH2 hybrids. I'm hoping to see the two cats before I leave here. Those F40s that are running around. Our last train we're going to see here at 7:53 is train 1125 in route from Hoboken to Suffern via the main line. Oh well, I was hoping I'd see those two F40 PH-2 cats that are running around, but not on this trip. 8 o'clock, we got a eastbound train, some kind of a deadhead move. There's no scheduled train at this time. Getting a bonus. My Hoboken bound train is late, and here comes a Suffern bound train at 8:15 with some old power. Beautiful. You can't miss that high headlight. It's a dead giveaway for a Jeep. And I'm at Secaucus Station waiting for my train to Penn Station. We get a glimpse of the New York City skyline from here.